Now at 6, the Kansas Bureau of Investigation teams up with PSU to bring the future of crime fighting to Southeast Kansas. Plus, the city of Pittsburgh hosts an open house to discuss a proposed floodplain map and who might be affected. And we're going to check out the area job market for the holiday season.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Pitt State will partner with the Kansas Bureau of Investigation to create a state-of-the-art regional crime center and laboratory. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. In making the announcement today, PSU said the facility will serve law enforcement and at the same time provide educational opportunities. The university says it'll expand its education offerings in the criminal justice field with the expected goal of doubling the number of graduates. The new facility is still in the planning and funding stages, but it's targeted for the Pittsburgh Research Park just off of South Rouse Avenue. The estimated cost, $40 million, which would be provided from a mix of state and federal funds. The university says the facility would offer space for the KBI, the Kansas Highway Patrol, the FBI, the Pittsburgh Police Department, the Office of the Kansas Attorney General, the U.S. Marshal Service, and the Pitt State Police Department. It'll have a center for handling evidence, a drug chemistry section, an indoor shooting range, and child victims unit. The university says it'll also have a state-of-the-art training room, classroom space, a crime scene simulation for students, and a secure space for classified or law enforcement sensitive matters. The timeline calls for groundbreaking in January of 2025 and completion in July of 2020. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a chilly, kind of raw, nasty day for us today. We've had the clouds all day long and on and off showers, especially on the Missouri side as we have worked through the afternoon hours. Temperatures haven't warmed up too much. Most of us have been sitting into lower 50s throughout the afternoon, and it's been a little breezy at times as well. We've had these southeasterly winds, 5 to 15. These winds are actually going to pick up a little bit as we go through the overnight hours tonight. All right, look at the rain. We got the rain, especially in southwestern Missouri, but also picking back up in northeastern parts of Oklahoma. So this rain is going to increase as we go through the overnight hours. Most of the metro fairly dry at this time, but again, rain will start to really increase as we go through the evening hours. Even some thunderstorms mixed in. Of course, nothing strong or severe, but a very wet evening. We're going to be talking about how long this is going to be sticking around here in just a bit.
See you soon. City of Pittsburgh today hosted an open house for residents to learn more about a new proposed floodplain map. Kansas Department of Agriculture and FEMA are working with the city to gather public input on the project. The changes are important because they impact flood insurance rates for homeowners.
The more specific term for the floodplain, or what they commonly call the 100-year floodplain, but it's really the 1% annual chance floodplain because it has a 1% chance of happening in any given year. So if the structure's within that, that's where if you have a federally backed mortgage, that flood insurance will be required. So it does help us identify where those zones are, essentially, so that people can buy the flood insurance to protect their properties.
That meeting took place at Fire Station Number 1 on 4th Street. The Timken plant in Fort Scott, Kansas plans to shut down operations by 2025. According to a news release, the plant wants to gradually wind down operations and plans to notify all employees 60 days in advance of their last day. Timken says the decision is based on streamlining the business and restructuring based on global competition. About 155 employees work at Timken's Fort Scott facility. Area unemployment is low, and even though some might be seeking secondary income during the holidays, there's still a high demand for workers. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
During the holidays, there may be some seeking additional income. However, according to Leanne Karras of Southeast Kansas Works, those employment seekers actually drop off.
Amazingly, our walk-in traffic drops and our phone traffic drops about 50% between Thanksgiving and New Year's, and then after the first of the year it'll go back and pick up.
Reason being,
when people are unemployed and it's Christmas time, they're dealing with kids in school, they're able to stay home, and then after the first of the year, get back into the workforce and start fresh.
But that new year seems to kickstart something for those seeking employment help.
Oftentimes job seekers are coming in to see if they can find that better job, so they're career changers looking for something new, but they're also looking for something that maybe is part-time, something that they can dig into that meets their other scheduling needs. And so it's just a very different time, and so you see these higher wage jobs, but it's actually not enough. People still need a secondary job to make it.
More than just changing a career, job seekers may just need a little extra help climbing the corporate ladder.
A lot of times traditionally we'll see people that come in that want training to upskill from their current position, or somebody that's been in a job for a while that has different skills now and they want to upskill, so they'll come back as a repeat customer to see if we have something to help them upskill into a new role.
So, whether you're looking for a second job to add on to your income or just looking for a fresh start, the holiday season may be the perfect excuse. Reporting, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
You can get employment assistance from Southeast Kansas Works. Their offices are at 216 North Broadway in Pittsburgh. Coming up, Lamar football looks to land a state title this weekend. John's going to have more on the Tigers' chances in sports. But first, the magic that happens when Noel, Missouri transforms into Noel. Noel, Missouri turns into Noel for the holiday season. For more than 90 years, the Christmas City's post office has received tens of thousands of Christmas cards. KOAM's Fernandez Silva has more.
I literally have adults come in here and say they've been doing it with their grandparents since they were little, and they're bringing in their small little kids and they're passing down the tradition. So to be a part of that, after 91 years, it's still going. I want to be here for 50 more years and watch it continue.
Every holiday season, Noel's post office clerk, Patricia Cogging, is joined by dozens of volunteers to help with the four-state Christmas tradition. Their mission, to stamp all holiday mail with a special postmark. Last year, about 50,000 letters received the unique stamp, a way to show receivers they're getting mail from the Christmas City. The holiday tradition in Noel started in 1932. The city still is the only one in the United States that carries a name that means Christmas in French. Some letters that arrive in the post office to be stamped come from the countries that actually speak the language.
We've gotten from China, Japan, French, everywhere you can think of. Germany, everybody just sends them to us.
The post office found a creative strategy to keep track of where the cards are coming from.
We have these push pins of the continental United States, and then outside of that we'll put push pins with the name of the country or wherever they come from outside the United States, and that map's going to be filled up here by the end of December.
The tradition also brings tourists to Noel.
And there is so many people that will literally, instead of mail them, they want to come here. And I will go out there and take pictures of them in front of the windows so their family can have that. And then they pass it down to other people and put it on their Facebooks that they've been in the Christmas City. So yeah, it's really, really a lot of fun.
Cogging also decided to incorporate her job into her Christmas traditions.
Just puts people in the spirit. I mean, that's what we need. We need people to get back in the spirit of Christmas.
A small town in Missouri helping people from all over the country and the world get back in the Christmas spirit. In Noel, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Now, if you're interested in supporting this four-state tradition by volunteering, you can contact Noel's post office. You can also learn how to get your stamps from Noel at KOAMnewsnow.com. Doug's up next with the forecast, and a little bit later, we're going to take you live to a Candyland Christmas parade. It's underway right now in Fort Scott.
All right, well, it definitely turned out to be a wet, kind of nasty day for us today. I've been under the weather this week as well. That's why I'm at home. But rain chances really going up as we go through the evening into the overnight hours for us tonight. You can see those chances really going up over the next few hours, and then we'll slowly taper off as we go into the daytime hours for us tomorrow as we just kind of back down to drizzle. All right, looking outside, look at the showers. Even a few embedded thunderstorms have been increasing over the past several hours. Heaviest rain at least through the afternoon, has been on the Missouri side. Of course, where you see the yellows and the oranges, that's where we're getting at least moderate rain across the region. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So this is very light showers and drizzle. Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Erie, Parsons, Independence over toward Pittsburgh. If we go a little bit farther toward the east, you can see the rain picks up east of the I-49 corridor. So really from Carthage, Sarcoxy, Avila over toward Mount Vernon, the rain is really increasing. Most of Joplin, just some very light showers into southwestern Missouri. A little bit heavier once you get over toward Aurora, Monette, and Cassville, and then back through northeastern Oklahoma. A little thunderstorm trying to pick up just south of Bonita. So these are increasing and will continue to increase and push off toward the north and to the east as we go through the rest of the evening hours. All right, let's go through time. Look at the showers, a few random thunderstorms increasing. Here's 8:30 p.m. Again, nothing strong, nothing severe. Let's go a little bit farther into the night. Here's about the midnight hour. Now the heaviest rain is along and north of Interstate 44. As we continue through the overnight hours, by 4 a.m. the heaviest rain is out of the region, but we still have some light showers around. And even starting the day tomorrow, all the persistent rain is gone, but we're going to have the drizzle across the region. All right, rainfall amounts. I think most of us will do pretty good, probably a half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch in spots, which would be nice because we definitely need the rain. Temperatures right now, it's chilly. Most of us are sitting kind of in that 50 to 51 degree range. And as we go through the rest of the evening hours, showers, a few embedded thunderstorms, temperatures hold pretty steady, right around 50 degrees, and then we'll start to drop for us tomorrow. Also a little windy. The winds are going to switch out of the northwest tomorrow, so we're going to have gusts at times 15 upwards to 20 miles per hour, and then the winds will start to die down a little bit for us tomorrow night. All right, so here's wave 1, but wave 2 building out toward Las Vegas. That will give us additional chances for at least a few random showers as we go into Saturday. All right, through the daytime hours tomorrow, just clouds and a little bit of drizzle, but it's going to be another dreary day. A lot of clouds stick around tomorrow night. And then as we go into Saturday, a random shower or two, just mostly cloudy skies. Very light showers, but most likely a few showers popping up. All right, look at tomorrow. We start at 49, but we end up in the lower 40s during the afternoon. So we'll have dropping temperatures on Saturday, back to 58, a few random showers. Sunday, the better of the 2 days of the weekend, holding into the 50s into early next week.
Doug always on top of the weather, even when he's under the weather. Fort Scott, Kansas kicks off a weekend's worth of Christmas cheer tonight. The Christmas on the Brick celebration opened with a parade, continues until Sunday. The city is offering so many events, including candlelit tours of historic Fort Scott, a Christmas tree decorating contest, carriage rides, fire pit with s'mores, and a whole lot more. Go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for a complete list of events. And let's take a live look at that Christmas parade in Fort Scott, now underway. This year's theme, a Candyland Christmas. The parade kicked off at 6, and the lighting of the mayor's Christmas tree is going to follow. See, it's kind of damp there, but also colorful and lit up. We also expect to see some holiday fireworks and a visit from Kris Kringle before the night is over. Come out, enjoy Christmas on the Bricks this weekend through Sunday in Fort Scott, Kansas. Still ahead, Missouri Southern and Pitt State basketball begin MIAA play this weekend, and Lamar football prepares to play in the state championship on Saturday. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
All roads lead to this weekend. It's state championship time for high school football in Missouri, and Lamar finds itself playing for a state title in Class 2 against Valley Catholic on Saturday afternoon. The Tigers got here by going 12-1. Their only loss came in the regular season to Big 8 rival Seneca, who's also playing for a state title in Class 3. Lamar has rolled in the playoffs. Its closest game was against Adrian in the district championship. That was a 35-18 victory. Now the Tigers will play Valley Catholic Saturday afternoon. The game kicks off at 3. Interestingly enough, I just mentioned how Lamar's only loss came to Seneca, who's playing Central in the Class 3 state title. Valley Catholic beat Central 48-34 in the regular season. Meanwhile, Seneca plays for a state championship as well. Like I mentioned, that game Tomorrow morning, late morning at 11 a.m., the Indians take their undefeated record on the line to Columbia, where they will face Central, who's 10-3. Our sports reporter Brock Baldridge will be in Columbia with full coverage, and we'll have the highlights from the game right here on KOAM tomorrow evening. Over to Missouri girls high school basketball. We've been covering it all week. Tonight is the championship round of the CJ Classic tournament. That contest between Carl Junction and Springdale. Each of them went 2-0 in the pool play stage of the tournament. That game tips off at 7:30. We'll have highlights from it tonight on KOAM News at 10. Elsewhere, Webb City and Carthage each begin their girls basketball seasons tonight in the Lady Tiger Invitational. Webb plays in the second game of the tournament, which tipped off at 5:30, and we're going to have highlights from that as well tonight at 10. Over to college basketball, Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State men's and women's hoops each have played a handful of games already this season, but tonight they start conference play. First MIAA game of the year for PSU men's hoops. It's on the road at Missouri Western. Jeff Boshy's group is 2-2, coming off a 13-point home loss to William Jewell this past Saturday. That game tips off at 7:30. PSU women's hoops well underway in its game against Western. Score is currently 29-23. Western on top at halftime. PSU just 1 of 12 from three-point range in the first half. Over to Missouri Southern. The Lions play at Northwest Missouri tonight. On the men's side, that game starts at 7:30. Sam McMahon's team has lost 3 in a row coming into tonight. Northwest is 3-2 and ranked number 15 in the country. Southern women's basketball also at halftime against Northwest. Lions trailing by 3 despite Brandy Hudson's 11 points. We're going to keep you updated on that score as well throughout the night. Back to high school football. Kind of an interesting note that I mentioned that Lamar, the only team they've lost to is Seneca. Seneca's playing in a state championship. Same story for both the teams they're playing against. Central and Valley Catholic, they played each other in the regular season as well. Yes.
I guess good teams rise to the top,
Yeah, it
and
does
there's no
make
surprise
sense.
that they would play each other at some point, I suppose. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The Mirza Shriners in Pittsburgh host a festival of trees at their center. You're going to want to see that. Plus, family and friends place holiday wreaths at the memorial of the Oklahoma City bombing to honor the victims. And some lawmakers accuse the Pentagon of withholding information about UFOs. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Now let's check back with Doug Heddy for a final look at the weather.
Rain sticking around for us tonight. We're going to have periods of showers, even a few thunderstorms, and then just cloudy skies and drizzle for us on Friday. So Friday is going to be another kind of dreary day. A couple random showers popping up on Saturday, but warmer, high temp of 58, 57 on Sunday, and then looking fairly dry, at least through the first half of next week.
Thanks, Doug. Final sports note.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot more basketball action tonight. We'll see if Missouri Southern or Pitt State, the women's teams, can dig themselves out of those halftime deficits. And then obviously that big championship game in the CJ Classic between Carl Junction and Springdale.
Looking forward to that. It's a good season for indoor sports.
Definitely is.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.